Hello and a very warm welcome to yet another brand new edition of Colors of India. I am Teena Jha, getting you all the cultural updates from the city in the week gone by. So let's begin with the highlights first. First up this week, a display of Himalayan embroidery and crafts. Next, a celebration of love and harmony. And finally, glimpses from the Art East Festival. For most of us, handkerchief or rumal is just another item of everyday use. But when we talk about the Chamba rumals, they are nothing ordinary. These rumals are large pieces of cloth with impeccable needlework, combining miniature art with embroidery. To find out how it's done and where it originated, take a look at this story. Storytelling is an ancient and effective form of art. Apart from the verbal means, cloth has been the canvas to narrate various tales of gods, love and war. The India International Centre presented a narrative embroideries on cloth, famously known as the Chamba Rumal. Hoisted from Chamba, a small town in Himachal Pradesh, this art form melds the skills of miniature painting with embroidery. It is inspired by the Pahari school of miniature painting.
मैं लाइन ड्राइंग कर देता हूँ कपड़े पर, तो लड़कियाँ जब कढ़ाई करती हैं तो वो दो रुखा टांका से इसको निकालती हैं। ये विदाउट फ्रेम के लड़कियाँ इस पर काम करती हैं और एक तरफ से ही काम करती हैं, पर वो दोनों तरफ आता है, तो ये इसकी स्पेशलिटी है।
The exhibition, Rumals of Chamba, Embroidered Expressions of Pahari Women, was an effort to revive the dying art form. Conceptualized by Dr. Rohini Arora, the event saw a variety of rumals, coverlets, wall hangings and apparel based on the traditional themes using naturally dyed untwisted silk threads.
This exhibition is based on my research work that I've carried as PhD dissertation, and in this I have done the capacity building of artisans for the sustenance of traditional Chamba embroidery. For this I have revived the materials, technique and motifs. So that is the main focus, and I have done a lot of documentation in this field regarding to the technique, to the materials and to the motifs. I have incorporated all these things that I have come across as my findings in my artifacts.
The drawing for the Chamba Rumal is usually done on the fabric with ink by a Pahari miniature artist. The drawing is then embroidered by the women folk. It was earlier done by the ladies of the royal families, but is today practiced by women of the Chamba region. The rumals were typically embroidered on unbleached hand-spun muslin using untwisted silk floss dyed in natural colors. The most commonly used stitch is the double satin stitch, and the embroidery is known as the Do-rukha. This kind of stitch ensures exact duplication of the image on the reverse of the cloth. From floral borders to figures of gods, men, women, animals and birds, the sophistication of embroidery could be seen all around at the exhibition.
And it was lovely doing this exhibition, putting up this beautiful Chamba art form. Reason being, the beauty of this craft is it is, the Do-rukha tanka is used, the stitch which is used in this particular art. That, while I was putting up the work, I had to really, take Rohini's advice that which side is the, right side of the rumal and which is the wrong side of the rumal. So that's the beauty of this craft.
The colourful embroidered rumals were traditionally used for covering ceremonial gifts and offerings for gods and rulers. Even today, during weddings in Chamba, these rumals are exchanged between families of the bride and groom as a token of goodwill.
A fantastic initiative by Gurleen Kaur and the work of Dr. Rohini Arora to revive such an ancient art, which was really a domestic art, but how do you bring it into the public space and make it so much more accessible in terms of market connectivity and jobs, really jobs through traditional skills. And just so wonderful to see a whole load of young Indians taking the mantle of creating incredible India alive.
In recent times, one of the greatest impetuses to the art came in 2007 when the Chamba Rumal was accorded the Geographical Indication Patent by the Geographical Indications Registry. It helped to curb the sale of inauthentic items and also brought the art form back into spotlight. At the 2017 Republic Day Parade, Himachal Pradesh showcased a massive installation of the Chamba Rumal on its tableau. The greatest challenge faced by the Chamba Rumal embroiders today is keeping the craft flourishing in a new age. Their strides towards revival may be small and measured, but the region's dedicated karigars and revivalists have ensured that the embroidery tradition is being passed on to the future generations as well. With that, we'll slip into a very short break here. Lots more to come on the program. Do stay with us. When we return, we take you to the Youth Festival right here in the heart of Delhi.
Hello and welcome. I'm Amritanshu Rai and you're watching Law of the Land on Raj Sabha TV.
We have a good environment in terms of consumer protection.
Stop the misleading advertisements in the internet.
Another important part is e-filing.
कंज्यूमर कचहरी में एक मीडिएशन सेंटर बनाया जा रहा है.
Watch Law of the Land on Rajya Sabha television.
Deepa Malik, the first Indian woman to win a silver medal at the 2016 Paralympic Games. Paralyzed from the waist down and the mother of two daughters, Deepa Malik went on to set records for biking and swimming.
In any sport, Deepa Malik picks up the silver. From New Delhi, silver medalist in the javelin at the 2014 Asian Games.
Turning her disability into a challenge, Deepa rode the first bike adapted for paraplegics, swam a kilometre against the current in Yamuna, drove 3,000 kilometres to Leh and back through high-altitude passes. Deepa, who has raised the bar for every person, has gone to prove that she is more able than her critics. She has been honoured with the First Lady Award by the President of India in 2018. Welcome back after the break. Our next story is a celebration of love and harmony. We take you to the Youth Festival where there was music, dance and arts, featuring a wide variety of talents from across genres. A week-long extravaganza of music, dance and arts brightened the cultural scene in the national capital at the 7th edition of the Youth Festival. With the theme, Let Love Live, the event saw an exciting lineup of artists featuring a wide variety of talents from across genres. Apart from music and dance, there was puppetry and theatre as well. The event brought the freshness and vigor of the new energies that is vital for the preservation of Indian traditions and its continuity.
जो पपेट आप देख रहे हैं, ये एक पपेट कम से कम 1 महीना ले लेता है बनने के अंदर। जो पपेट्स जो हैं, उनमें आप क्लॉथ एक ऊपर आ जाता है, तो आप बाहर देख नहीं सकते, इतना इजीली देख नहीं पाते हैं। तो उसके अंदर क्या होता है कि लाइट्स वगैरह भी पड़ जाती है तो बिल्कुल ब्लैंक हो जाता है। तो आपको अपने सिर्फ फुट से ही मैनिपुलेट करना पड़ता है उससे कि हाँ, फुट से आप आगे जा रहे हो, पीछे जा रहे हो, कुछ है नहीं। तो ये सारा पपेट्री के अंदर होता है।
एक्चुअली हम लोग राजस्थानी फोक डांस परफॉर्म करने वाले हैं और हमने इसको अप्रॉक्स 1 मंथ से प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं। एंड यहाँ पे डिफरेंट ईयर के मतलब लड़कियाँ हैं। हम लोग कथक में ही राजस्थानी फोक करेंगे।
Organized by the Sahitya Kala Parishad and the Department of Art, Culture and Languages, the festival put the limelight on young performers.
The point is to give them a prestigious and good platform where they, have a huge audience watching them and, they putting their best foot forward. Because if you are involved in any kind of arts, then you are on the right path always. You'll never go wrong. Your mind will not go into anything destructive. It will always go into something constructive, positive.
Children of a Delhi-based NGO Prayas Juvenile Aid Center won the hearts of the audience with their impeccable presentation.
ये हमारा ग्रुप है जिसका नाम है योगी वायरस एंड हम प्रयास से आए हैं। जिसकी माँ नहीं होती उसको कैसे लाइफ स्पेंड करनी होती है और वो अपनी लाइफ को कैसे जीता है, तो वही हम करने वाले हैं। कंटेम्प्रेरी एंड एक्रोबैटिक के साथ हम करने वाले हैं। उसमें एक्रो योगा एंड कंटेम्प्रेरी है, तो थोड़ा क्रिएटिविटी करी है।
I got to know that they were not professionals, so not as professional to dancing so well. It's a great platform for them to show their skills and another performance also. I think they should be held regularly and more regularly for youth to perform what they have and to show their abilities.
Another performance that held the audience spellbound was a violin recital by young disciples of Kalaima Mani Chakrapani and Qawwali by Yusuf Khan Nizami and group. The young artists created magic on stage with their brilliant control over the string instrument. The heartwarming tunes set the mood of the concert, making the festival a big hit and an unforgettable experience for the Delhiites. Indeed, the festival celebrated the spirit of young minds dwelling in the city while giving them a podium to meet like-minded people and discuss their views. We hope you like the segment. We'll now move towards our culturally rich and vibrant Northeast. This region is renowned for its strong, distinctive identity and rich yet diverse culture. What is it that unites the region into one? Let's find out in this story. Exhibitions, installations, performances, film screenings and discussions. The second edition of the Artist Festival had it all. Organized by the National Foundation for India in collaboration with the India International Centre, the three-day festival was curated by journalist and author Kishle Bhattacharjee. He said the focus was to raise pertinent questions on art, livelihood, migration, social justice, climate change, communication and history. These issues, he said, have a far-reaching impact on the everyday lives of people and on the nation.
This year, we particularly chose, say for example, bamboo as one theme, on a central theme which connects the states of what we call the Northeast, also beyond that into South Asia, Southeast Asia, where their art, their livelihood, their craft, everything, starting from the architecture to their food, there is a bamboo in it.
One of the highlights of the festival was an exhibition and a performance installation called An Ode to Bamboo, a visual journey of how it weaves together all the states of Northeast and beyond through art, livelihood, architecture and everyday objects of use.
I myself have been born and brought up in Shillong, and I have worked outside as a journalist. It was very difficult for me to explain to people what Northeast or what Shillong or what Meghalaya meant, and any effort and any attempt actually of explaining that always tended to be a lot stereotypical. Now, this kind of exhibitions or festivals is an attempt to challenge that stereotype and move away from the exotica, because usually, those areas are seen as remote, seen as full of wildlife, seen as full of conflict, or, you bring the exotic out. We wanted to break away from that stereotype and let people out here experience those places in a fresh light.
Dakti Craft and a team of women potters from Meghalaya's Jaintia Hills also showcased their works at the fest. Through the display of age-old black clay pottery, the festival takes viewers on a magical journey that celebrates arts, crafts and music of the hill state.
I'm a potter by profession. I studied ceramic design, but I've been working a lot in crafts, and so eventually in our journey we came across these instruments, the instrument makers, and for the past since 2013 we've been collaborating with them, making music.
Rida Gatfor, a singer and designer from Meghalaya, and her music folks offered a lecture demonstration to the audience. Through a musical storytelling session, Gatfor and her group introduced people to their local musical instruments. They mainly sang songs in Khasi, the language spoke in Meghalaya by the Khasi people. With the help of drums, bamboo flutes and small handheld cymbals, artists created mesmerizing tunes that was enough to enchant one to its history.
when you go about learning about these instruments, you get into the nature of these instruments, where they come from. So there's a lot of interesting things, because music in Meghalaya is not just sound alone, but it's everything around you.
Performance was absolutely uplifting, very positive, and thoroughly enjoyed it. It was something so authentic from Meghalaya. So I've never seen something like this before, so I totally enjoyed the performance.
The Artist Festival was truly an audiovisual treat for art lovers, showcasing different forms of arts and crafts from our culturally rich Northeast. The exhibition was an effort to give us an insight into the rustic, unexplored part of India, telling us how bamboo represents the diversity and unity of the region. With that, time for another quick break. Still more to come in the program. Don't go anywhere. On the other side, the sporty side of Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
Is Palestine always packed with bombs and smoke? Is there any life in Palestine other than fight? How common villagers in Palestine are living? What does future hold for them? Watch our special report from Ground Zero on life in a Palestinian village, Tuesday 10 p.m, Wednesday 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. only on Rajya Sabha television.
Rabindranath Tagore was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913 for his book Gitanjali. In 1950, he composed the music and lyrics for India's national anthem, Jana Gana Mana. And when Bangladesh became independent in 1971, they chose Tagore's song, Amar Shonar Bangla, as its national anthem. Tagore's life and works have made him a cultural icon, studied the world over, even into the 21st century.
Welcome back once again. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was in India on a week-long visit. Apart from his official engagements, what put the spotlight on him and his family was their love for Indian ethnic wear. Their color-coordinated outfits grabbed eyeballs. Also, on the sidelines of the visit, Trudeau tried his hand at cricket and ice hockey.
They are.
The Canadian Prime Minister showing off his skills at the national winter sport of his country. After the game that was organised by the Canadian High Commission in Delhi, Justin Trudeau interacted with the girls, giving them souvenirs and encouraging them to aim high in life.
The only ice hockey existing in India is all because of Canada, I can say that, and also with the help of Ice Hockey Association of India, who have empowered the girls especially, because there's also a men's team as well, but then I can say that they have also initiated the girls to participate in such an international level.
The girls from Ladakh are part of India's national ice hockey team. The Canadian High Commission in Delhi helps them in their training and provides them equipment.
We have, for many years, there's been collaboration of Canadians coming and volunteering in tournaments in January and February in Ladakh, in Leh area. And with Haley coming, the NHL, the National Hockey League Players Association, has also this year donated over 60 bags of hockey equipment. And so that kind of collaboration will continue in the future.
Haley Wickenheiser, a Canadian ice hockey player and 4-time gold and silver Olympic medal winner, spent time with the team in Ladakh to coach them on the finer points of the game and realize their Olympic dream.
It's a huge moment for girls in sport, for girls in hockey. In Canada, hockey is our #1 sport. We have 100,000 girls and women playing hockey. To have these girls here is very symbolic of everything that is Canada.
The audience at the game included Justin Trudeau's wife Sophie Trudeau and his 3 children, Canadian Defence Minister Harjit Sajjan and Science and Economic Development Minister Navdeep Bains.
Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, is youthfully cheering, shouting and watching the game directly from the ground. He is mingling among the players, and there can be nothing more encouragement than this when Prime Minister himself is watching you, talking to you and encouraging you. There has been a MOU between India and Canada on sports and youth. It will be interesting to see that how it encourages Indian players and especially the young people from Ladakh to go and play the ice hockey. Akhilesh Suman for Rajya Sabha Television with camera person Vijay in Delhi.
With their Desi avatar and sartorial choices, the Trudeau family certainly won hearts. We hope you too enjoyed seeing the family meet and motivate our sportspersons. With that, it's time for me to wrap up the episode. We'll see you same time next week with more exciting and colourful performances. Until then, take good care of yourself. It's a goodbye from the entire team.